Is it rolling? Okay. Hi, everyone, YouTube, and all of you out there in the world. This is my first video, so this is rookie quality. Being nice about it. You're not gonna see any like fancy stuff in here. It's just me talking about my personal experience, because I feel like personal experiences are better than all the scientific mumbo jumbo. You can have one scientific study say one thing and then the other say another, and you're gonna really dive deep down into that, trying to figure out which one did their study wrong or what kind of population they used and all that jargon. So this is just my story, and you can take it or leave it, but I feel like it's really important to share because a lot of people are getting into this veganism now, and it's kind of scary, and I don't want my friends or family or my son or anyone else to think about trying it. If you want to try it, go ahead. I am not here to try to stop you, but to tell you my own personal experience. So here we go. I was a vegan for 3 years. That's a long time. I first started because I worked in a health food store. I wanted to be healthier. I have an A positive blood type. I thought, well, researching this, my blood type matches well with vegetarianism and that kind of diet, or so I thought. I'm going to try to be a full-on vegan. So, people were trying to tell me not to, trying to go against it. That just made me want to try it even more. At first I felt really crappy because I started doing a detox period, what it's called, and I had black stool for about 3 days. And that was all of my crap in my colon being cleansed out, because I probably ate animal products and processed products for every day for my entire life, and my body never got a break from it. So just so you know, I'm an herbalist now. I'm an herbalist student. I'm studying to be a certified herbalist someday. So two of my grandfathers were doctors. My husband is a radiology technician. My aunt, and so is my aunt and my grandmother. So I know a little bit about the medical background. My dad's a geneticist, so he knows a lot about the genetic code and what humans need and all of that stuff. So I had a lot of people to talk to, and a lot of people tell me that it wasn't such a good idea, but I decided to listen to strangers that came into the health food store who wrote books with no credentials talking about what they know to be best for the human body, even though there are no tribal cultures that have no culture in the history of man has ever been vegan. Now we have vegetarians, but they still eat eggs and dairy. I wouldn't really call them, straight vegans or vegetarians. So even through all that and reading that I would have to take synthetic supplements, I still went ahead and did it, which I didn't really want to take supplements, because I felt like, well, if it's a real good diet for you, a real natural diet for you, if we're not made to eat meat and all of that, then why would I need synthetic supplements? And then as I got more and more into it, it's like, well, it's because our soil is so horrible and we don't have the minerals and the nutrients and the vitamins that we once had because the plants aren't getting it because of our monoculture crops and the synthetic chemicals and the poisons and all that we put in our soil, and that we're depleting our soil. So I ate organic. And I still eat organic. I'm an organic farmer, as you can tell. I mean, we have, if you can't hear them, we have chickens and we have a big garden. I got peas right behind me. So, and basil and oregano and all that good stuff. I mean, if you can't tell, I love plants. I love what they can do for you. I'm not a carnivore, but I do eat meat now. I've been a meat eater, back to it for 3 years. So being vegan 3 years, being a meat eater after that for 3 years, coming full circle, I feel a lot better. My skin was really suffering. If you don't think I have perfect skin right now, you should have seen me when I was a vegan. It was terrible. I got really bad adult acne, which I helped fix that with herbs. So, but it was bad. I lost a lot of weight. I looked anorexic, and I was eating as much as I could of good stuff. You know, animal, or not animal, plant fats, no animal fats, no animal products. I was tired after the first year. I actually worked at a vegan restaurant because I got so into veganism. I applied to a vegan restaurant while working at the health food store, and I just started working full time at the vegan restaurant. And I met a lot of people, vegan people. By the way, no one else who worked there was vegan except the owners. So if that tells you anything. But they really liked me because I was vegan. And I would talk to customers all the time, telling them how healthy it was and how great I felt. And I worked there for 1.5 years. And eventually I started feeling really sick. I biked to work every day. It was a 15-mile bike ride one way, and I biked back sometimes. Sometimes I would have my boyfriend come pick me up. Oh, I made him vegan too. We were both on the vegan adventure together. I made my own meals from scratch every night. I had like a banana smoothie or like vegan cereal with vegan milk every morning. I took some supplements after the first year because I did notice that my energy was lacking, and I thought it was the lack of B12. And, you know, I didn't think anything about that because I read that even meat eaters are known to be deficient in B12, even though supposedly they consume a ton of B12. Their bodies just can't absorb it. And I also read that it's because, again, of the soil. We clean our food so well that we don't intake like the bacteria and things that are in the soil anymore on our food. So that's why. So either you can eat dirt or you can take B12 supplements. So I thought, well, I'll take a B12 supplement. So I took that. And I still didn't feel very good. So I started taking raw vegan multivitamin supplements. So I thought that would help, and it still didn't. I mean, I was taking like $60, $70 multivitamins. I was really committed. I spent probably, just for myself, like $400 at Whole Foods every time I went there for like 2 weeks worth of food. Because I wanted it all organic, as high of nutrition as possible. I wanted it as fresh as possible. I ate tons of kale. Oh my gosh. I still had problems. I started getting ulcer symptoms. And I thought, well, it's probably because I've been eating a lot of spicy foods in order to balance out all of the cooling foods I was eating. with eating so many plant foods, as an herbalist, you learn this, they naturally cool your body because of their energetics and how your body digests it. Just like, meat is really filling and warming. And if you eat a lot of plant foods like a salad, it's cooling. Cucumbers are cooling. They're full of a lot more water. So I just thought it was because of that. And when I moved up to Indiana, I was living in Florida at the time, and I think that being in a tropical climate really helps too. I think it helps you you adapt to a vegan or vegetarian diet better because cultures around the equator eat a lot more plant and fruits and vegetables because they're available year round. And when you hunt in a warm tropical environment, it's most likely going to have a lot more parasites and things in it. So just naturally thinking that way, how Eskimos, they eat only meat and animal products, but they ingest the organs and stuff too. That's another thing, is that as a meat eater before, I wouldn't pay attention to the organs, just the actual muscle meat. So that's a whole nother thing too, is that why meat eaters have a problem with their health nowadays. They eat too much of the processed crap and fed GMOs and fed unnatural things that cows wouldn't eat a ton of, like wheat and corn and soy. Like, ugh. Yeah, and I was eating a bunch of soy and tofu, and I think that was also contributing to my skin issues because it was totally hormonal. The phytoestrogen in soy can lead to hormone issues, as well as increased risk of some cancers like breast cancer due to the increased phytoestrogen in your bloodstream. Anyway, so yeah, I started having after I came up to Indiana a cold that wouldn't go away. I was constantly having a headache, lots of sinus drainage, sinus issues. I felt very weak, got body aches. I would take vitamin C supplements. I would eat as much kale and greens and cook them too. I mean, I didn't do just raw because sometimes you need the cooking process to open up those nutrients for your body to better process it. So anyway, I was doing all of that, eating as many healthy foods as I possibly could consume vegan-wise, and still wasn't getting any better. For 2 months, I had this cold, and I thought, this is just going to keep getting worse. My new boyfriend at the time, he's now my husband, he and my family were telling me, you should really just try a little bit of meat, eggs, fish, anything. And I said, okay, I'll try some eggs. They don't have eyeballs. So I'll try some eggs. I think I had 2 eggs as part of my dinner that night. And I woke up in the morning feeling a ton better. I would say half of my symptoms were gone, as in the cold symptoms. Still took a while for me to feel 100%, say a month. Is that really a long time? I don't think so, but yeah, I mean, I got my energy back and stuff like that. When vegans attack me because I make my own herbs and body products and stuff now, it's all organic, and I say it's sustainable. I get it from local sources. I grow a lot of my own stuff, and it's certified organic and sustainably harvested and fair trade and all that, and then they scoff when they see animal products in there. And They're like, how can you call yourself that? You know, you're a murderer. Oh God, like, I don't even know what to say to those people, because do they know that they're killing billions of bacteria, you know, when they eat plants, and they're you know, contributing to even more lives lost than killing a cow? I mean, I know that, you know, bacteria, I don't think they have much of a brain, but neither really do bees, but they still consider that a huge hullabaloo if you use beeswax and honey and things like that. So are you gonna, like, just draw the line at insects that you can see with your eyes? It doesn't really even make sense philosophically, is what I'm trying to get at. It doesn't even make sense. And I started to realize the ridiculousness of it, and how we can have a sustainable world. The whole idea about life is one thing eating another in some way. Plants need dead corpses to function the best. That's the reason why organic farming is so great, because it keeps the bacteria in the soil. That's what makes the dirt so black and smell so wonderful and be so moist and beautiful. All that bacteria. The plants love it. The plants also love blood too. You know, they get the blood powder. You can buy that at the store, and it'll really help plant. Anyway, though, yeah, just the whole thing is silly, I think. It's not, has no logic behind it. I wanted to be a vegan really badly. And if it works for you, if you haven't had any problems with it, if you haven't, you know, gotten to the hospital because of it yet, good for you. You know, I would love to live a life without killing any furry, cute little animals, but I eat fish, and I eat eggs that we have here, and yeah, sometimes we kill the chickens, you know, if we have too many roosters, if they're running around raping our chickens over and over again. Well, you know, either I have to let them go and get eaten by someone else or something else, or we eat them. So yeah, I've butchered since then. It's been a complete 180 for me, but I've realized that it's just part of life. You just gotta go with it. You're gonna die, I'm gonna die someday, and be something else's food. Whether it's in a coffin, some worms or bacteria, or something else is gonna eat me. So, I mean, I just don't know what to say to vegans when they try to talk to me. Like, oh, I got so much backlash from my vegan friends, I just had to delete them. Oh, you didn't try hard enough, you didn't... I looked at Chronometer. I did that for like 6 months. If you don't know what that is, that's where you input every single thing you eat and the amount that you eat in that day, and it calculates how much nutrients you get. And I was really trying hard to make sure I was getting everything. I followed Freely the Banana Girl. I read World Peace Diet. I read Forks Over Knives. I saw Forks Over Knives. I read The Rave Diet. I saw The Rave Diet. I saw Food Inc. I bought books and books of recipes on raw foods and the vegan diet and the vegan lifestyle, and I advocated it. Oh my God. And this is partially an apology to my family members, is that I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that I pushed that in your face for so long. You know, but you make mistakes, you own up to them. So here's my warning and my apology for pushing it so much on everyone. I mean, and I knew all the facts. Meat causes acidity in your body, which causes cancer. Meat, you know, oh wow, it's getting really thunderstorm looking. Yeah, we had a couple of warnings. So I don't really know what to say to vegans out there. I mean, that want to try to say, well, you're just wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what your body really needs. Well, I'm sorry. I think my body knows what it really needs, and I think it was telling me all along. So this is just a warning to all of you out there that want to try the vegan diet, or vegans who are having trouble and they're like, I can't believe that I'm having these problems and this is supposed to be the absolute perfect diet and things. What are you supposed to do? You know, you own up to what other people say has been right. Wow, it is like getting really crazy. Look at that. Holy cow, this is Indiana for you. How cool is that? Oh wow, look at that. Anyway, oh, this is really neat. Wow. Okay, so I'm getting rained on. I'm gonna go inside. But anyway, yeah, so just be true to yourself and don't follow what anyone else is thinking just because. Okay, do your own research. The body has a lot of clues to tell us that we need meat, that our bodies are a lot more like predators than plant eaters. So just do your research. That's all I have to say. Look at both sides. There's a lot more information out there than there was when I was a vegan. So I wish I would have seen it before, but I didn't. It's getting really crazy out there. Holy crap. Alright, I gotta go. Bye.